Good morning. It is the 9th of July, 2026, and this is the Defense Report's Wires Brief. Israel signaled to the US that it's willing to join in a war against Iran immediately. The IDF is in close communication with US CENTCOM. An IDF spokesman stated, "The Iranian leadership, intoxicated by an imagined victory, is not making the responsible calculations required of any government before going to war. It is acting arrogantly as though it won the war and is trying to blackmail the United States." The U.S. launched a second set of strikes on Iran. President Trump called it retribution. The U.S. hit two railway bridges in northern Iran. CENTCOM reported that it hit 90 military sites along the country's coastline to degrade Iran's ability to target commercial shipping. Kuwait reported that its air defense engaged with Iranian drone and missile attacks. Iran also targeted Bahrain and Jordan. The Trump administration told Congress that it intends to remove Syria from the state sponsor of terrorism list. This will enable Syria to further unlock international trade and investment, thereby assisting in the rebuilding of the country. North Korea denounced military cooperation between Seoul and Tokyo as a foolish act of courting self-destruction. The statement did not come from Kim Jong-un, but from Kang Choi-soo, section chief of North Korea's Institute of Enemy State Studies. He discussed recent defense ministerial talks between Japan and South Korea, and that South Korean jets are refueling at a Japanese airbase earlier in the It is estimated that North Korea provides between 25 and 40% of Russia's artillery shells used in Ukraine. It is believed that since 2023, North Korea has provided 100 ballistic missiles, 600 artillery systems, and over 7 million rounds of ammunition. The United States requested information on South Korean shipyard construction capacity. The U.S. Department of War and the Navy are considering options for constructing destroyers and fleet replenishment ships and assessing South Korea's capacity to build them. HD Hyundai Heavy Industries and Hanwha Ocean submitted details on their destroyer design capabilities and shipbuilding capacity last month. President Zelensky stated that Ukraine will receive a new Patriot interceptor missile package from the United States. The number of missiles is, of course, secret. This comes after President Trump agreed that the United States should allow Ukraine to produce Patriot missiles under license, but that agreement has not been formally finalized. Ukraine struck 14 Russian vessels in the Sea of Azov, 12 of which were oil tankers. Ukraine has hit 35 vessels within the past 4 days. Ukraine claims that all the vessels hit are part of Russia's shadow fleet. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov met with his counterparts from Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger in Moscow. The foreign ministers from the Alliance of Sahel states welcomed growing military and military technical cooperation with assistance from Russia's paramilitary Africa Corps. A joint statement from the meeting alleges that external state actors, including Ukraine and France, are responsible for jihadist and Tuareg separatist attacks. The United States approved the sale of Tomahawk missiles to Germany. The missiles are typically fired from warships or submarines and can fly over 1,600 kilometers. Germany will also acquire a ground-based Typhoon launcher. There is no European equivalent of the Tomahawk missile yet. Russia deployed Iskander missiles in Kaliningrad, which can hit Germany. So this is a matter of deterrence. Canada is seeking to procure the light utility vehicle worth $4.9 billion. However, the government invited a limited number of Canadian suppliers to bid directly. 6 competitors have been identified: American AM General and Oshkosh Defense. The Canadian competitors are Armatech Survivability Group, GM Defense Canada, Rochelle, Teradyne Armored Vehicles. That concludes today's Defense Report's Wires Brief. Again, thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow, share, and tell others. Have a good day.